In 1977, the Peace and Conflict Studies program at Conrad Grebel University College and the University of Waterloo became the first peace studies program in Canada. Described by then Grebel president Frank H. Epp as innovative in nature, people involved in the PACS program have spent the last 40 years pushing boundaries, asking difficult questions, and working toward peace in our world. Growth in the PACS program has expanded from a few course offerings to an academic concentration. Then, in 1998, the addition of a professional development certificate program in conflict management to a department offering majors and minors, and most recently, a master's program in 2012. There are over 1,000 graduates from Grebel's PACS programs and tens of thousands of people who have taken at least one PACS course. Today, PACS partners with 21 undergraduate and 4 graduate departments at Waterloo to provide a multifaceted perspective on peace. This interdisciplinary approach underscores the belief that peace is everybody's business. Guided by PACS directors Conrad Brunk, Ron Matthews, Lowell Ewart, and many other dedicated professors and instructors, PACS alumni have taken their skills and knowledge out into the world and made a difference. Graduates have continued to stay connected to the program, sharing inspiring stories of impact, transformational change, and peace building.
I started studying Peace and Conflict Studies at Conrad Grebel in 1990. And at that point, my parents were very worried that I wouldn't be able to find a career in this field. That has not been an issue for me. Now I travel to Afghanistan and Pakistan and Iraq, and I work mostly with local peace builders, and then I try to find out what is it that they think needs to happen.
And so when I was in my last year, I applied to a number of police services. Being in Peace and Conflict Studies, I do know now, was one of the reasons why I got hired so young. Having an understanding of the dynamics at play in the community and how that might connect to policing and things like that helped me get a job in policing. And ultimately it's those kinds of things in terms of creating dialogue and understanding people and where they're coming from and things like that help me in my job every day as a police officer.
I think PACS has helped me express the fullest version of myself. The concepts and practices that I was introduced to in my undergraduate degree were things that I kind of intuitively felt, maybe growing up or before that point, and I didn't really have the language or the framework for it to be able to articulate or live out. And so having that education really has helped me live those pieces out.
So studying PACS has been an important part of my career journey. I didn't really know specifically what I wanted to do going into school. I studied Peace and Conflict Studies as well as drama. So I didn't know how PACS and drama could go together. I just knew that I really cared about both of those things. But in the end, those things really did go together. And so I've used a lot of the values and knowledge that I gained from PACS to start a social justice theater company.
In 2015, I transitioned from my role as executive director to starting my own business, and I felt deeply called to the work of conflict and mediation. And so I started my own company, and then in 2016 co-founded Credence & Co. And so the certificate in conflict management greatly impacted my perspective and willingness to work in the area of conflict and hope in the world around conflict.
PACS has been such a formational part of who I am today that it has been really what's kind of been my foundation for working, whether that be working with others. I think about models that I learned, I think about experiences I had in the classroom when dealing with conflict with others. I often am thinking about my experiences on my internship. I'm often kind of using all of these things to kind of make me a better professional.
Now I work in an agency that actually goes out into the community and helps teach people about conflict. Specifically, my work is in the school system, and so my whole world is completely different. I ask lots of questions, don't make lots of assumptions. In corporate, I was always driving for the bottom line. So this is way different work now.
I find that that way of thinking about the world and that way of approaching other people and approaching problems that I learned here, it pops up everywhere that I go. My work right now involves engaging people on transitioning away from fossil fuels, for example, on creating a more sustainable society. And if we're going to do that, all the technology in the world isn't going to get us there unless we can engage people at that deep level, at the level of beliefs, at the level of perceptions, the level where we work in restorative justice.
Peace and Conflict Studies alumni speak for themselves. Their potential is limitless. The PACS program gives students a platform from which to leap into the future, a future where peace is possible. We look forward to the next 40 years of PACS at Grebel and the University of Waterloo.